Dear students, welcome to the Academic Advising Office podcast. Today's podcast will be led by me, Nazirki Abdrahmanova, a second-year student majoring in mathematics. And today's podcast will be dedicated to computer science and robotics majors. Today we'll be having two girls who have majored in this major and will be talking about their experience and their opportunities perhaps that they want to share with you guys. Ayaulym and Madina, welcome to the podcast. Can you both introduce yourselves and share what led you to choose these majors?
Okay, my name is Madina Yergibay and I have graduated robotics major this year. And I chose this major. Firstly, I was entering the university with engineering major. However, after working in fabrication laboratory for like a year, after having leading the course doing the microcontrollers in fabrication laboratory, I wanted to switch the major to robotics.
Okay, now Ayaulym, could you please share your opinion and your experience?
Yeah, so my name is Ayaulym and I'm going to be a third-year computer science student this fall. And actually, in my case, I knew always that I'm going to be a computer science student. So it all started when I was in ninth grade of high school. And I just started one course on programming. And I really loved it so much that since ninth grade, I never changed my choice. I was always like, who are you going to be? I'm like, programmer. That's it, right? And so after finishing my foundation year, I was still like, yeah, I'm gonna be a computer science student, and that's how I became.
It's great.
Yeah, agree. This is so great. So happy for you too. So we all were a first-year students and we all had different expectations and different experience as a first-year student. So I wonder, what were your initial perceptions of your majors, computer science and robotics?
So when I started transition from engineering to robotics, I understood, I knew that there aren't a lot of workplaces available in Kazakhstan for this major. So I just followed my passion with microcontrollers. Like I was eager to study the electronics and software parts of it. And during my bachelor's, I knew that some my co-workers and students who study with me, they found work in Kazakhstan for robotics major. That's actually what changed during. Yeah,
I actually heard that robotics students have this expectation of that they're gonna make robots and like that. How was that?
Yeah, we actually do, but in order to do that, we need to study for 2 years of the signal processing, programming of this 3D modeling and making before anything we can do with the robots themselves.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so not so fast, right?
Yeah, not so fast. Yeah, you need to learn first.
It all takes time. Yeah, this is so cool. And what about you, Ayaulym?
So in my case, well, I actually had already kind of hands-on experience on computer science. I mean, not computer science, okay, on programming. So that's why I thought it's gonna be the same. That I thought we're gonna, code software, we're gonna do websites, and we're gonna do applications, work with such stuff. However, it turned out to be not like that in our case, because it turns out, the revelation that I had after my first year was that computer science and programming is different. Many people do not distinguish between them. However, it's different. In computer science, you study more about the history of computing. You study more about how computer science originated and what kind of languages are there. You also study the architecture of everything, like how programming languages are created and how they are similar, how they have similar architecture, etc. And this is actually useful because, for example, I'm going to be third-year computer science student, and so far I've studied a lot of courses. I've took a lot of courses, and I've learned a lot of languages. That's why I'm like, I can learn any programming language because I basically know how programming language is structured. That's why. So that's how computer science teaches you about programming. However, in programming, you're more hard coding. Your main goal is to create a website and make it work, or to create an application. So yeah, that's I think how they differ. So that's what I understand.
I saw that Google software engineers they think about the problem itself and how to solve it, but the programming language doesn't matter for them.
Yeah, that's kind of feeling it NU teaches you.
Yeah.
All right, I see. So for both of you, your personal perceptions were different, and now it has changed overall during your experience here at Nazarbayev University.
Yeah.
However, I wonder, do you like those differences? Were you okay with those differences? And your initial thoughts about how you thought it would be and how it turned out. Could you please share your opinion on this one?
My expectations on the work available in Kazakhstan for robotics has changed, but it's changed to a better perspective. I see that more robotics students are accepted in the companies with machine learning environment. And that's where actually the world goes into the artificial intelligence world. So I'm happy about it. Quite sure.
Yep, great. So in my case, at first, because I was doing programming, I was like, oh no, I want to do websites, not all this. And at first I was like this, and in my first year, I felt like that. And I tried to side learn, doing websites, etc. And however, right now, I kind of like this difference because as I learn more and more, I'm realizing how everything that you taught me is being used, such as treating everything not like a task, but rather like a problem, and you think about how to solve it, not rather on what programming language should I use or etc. So it kind of changes the way you think about things. That's why I think I like it.
Yeah, I'm so happy to know that you both like those differences and ready to keep up with the challenges. Now let's go back to the first year experience transitioning to university life. Could you please tell us, how did you adjust to the academic workload at the university in your first year? Was it difficult? So as I can see, it was different from your perceptions, but in terms of workload, was it difficult or not?
I am actually from usual school, from Pavlodar, and we didn't every course that is taught in at school there was in Kazakh or Russian, so it was very difficult for me for the first semester at the university, because every course is in English and every term and it was the calculus one. I retook it. So the transition was helpful for me. Was the foundation at NU, which taught me very good to learn in English and how to write it. So I also have made a lot of friends from there. That's why I am like very talkative person with like anybody at the university. If you need help, just call me. So that was the best time of my life. This 1 year at foundation. So yeah, that was my transition.
Yes, I actually have the same story because I studied in a high school, which I'm actually from Almaty, but not from the city, but like in the
Suburbs.
Yeah, suburbs. So I can say it's a village, and we had a small school with little number of students, and the quality of education was not, I think, so good for me, and I always wanted to, change my school, and I always like wanted to, have better opportunities, better schools. However, I ended up finishing that school, and and I successfully passed into the foundation year again. And foundation year is like, it gave me invaluable experience, because if I just went from high school to first year, I think like it will be a great failure. So basically foundation taught me not only English, but also in my foundation year we had different courses on different subjects, such as math, and
also needed to choose electives like physics, geology.
Geology and history and etc. Like we also had this SH course, something like this.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I graduated.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so cool.
Yes, so these courses really helped, because they kind of prepared you. Also, it also helped to define which major you will want to choose. And yeah, after foundation year, I thought that it's gonna be the same, but it's not. It turned out to be not the same. So, in my first year, I also had a great deal of challenges, and it started with course registration on August.
Oh my god, these course registrations are just sick. You need to be the fastest man alive, like to register for the courses you want to have.
I trained for a week, like with mouse and like with my reaction, etc. Like, so yeah.
I asked senior students about the tricks how to register. Like you need to first type your course like abbreviation, yeah, and then you just save all the course abbreviations with lectures numbers onto the notes on the side of your computer, and then when the registration starts, you just copy paste it into the registration, like to search for it.
Wow, that's a really good life hack. I'll be doing that. Yeah. Thank you.
I know a better way.
Okay. We're listening.
You just have to remember all that.
Oh, no. Remember what?
Remember the course abbreviations and the lecture sections, and you're like very fast if you do that.
But I don't know. I'm not doing so much typing.
Yeah, we're not computer science students, unfortunately.
I know some students who do registration in 5 seconds.
Oh.
Computer science students.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Yeah.
Such monsters. Okay.
Yes, such monsters. I agree with you.
So yeah. So in my first year, I didn't even know what all these magical words mean, like S, like course abbreviation. I didn't know how to use it. So thankfully we had academic advising unit chat for first year students, and there we had major representatives, and there was like CS representative, and I just wrote to him a bunch of messages like this.
Yeah.
And he was a very good person, kind person. He answered everything very patiently because like I mean, now I understand all that, but you need great patience to to explain it to someone like this.
That was the question that I wanted to ask you, and I'm so happy that you started talking about that. So the question was, what were those specific resources or support systems that helped you during this adjustment period? So you talked about representatives, yes, from your major who helped you, who told you about their experiences. So I wonder, Madina, did you have that type of experience?
Yes, I actually, in the first year of my studies at NU, in bachelor, I was a mechanical engineer, and after I understood that I wanted to transfer, I started to think, which major do I choose? Like, I wanted also to go to CS major, because I like programming. Don't bite me. I'm saying it's programming. And robotics major. And I just went to. It was the first person who I met in the AAU tutoring, like
Academic Advising Office tutoring systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, the person was fourth year robotics student. I don't remember his name, I'm sorry. So he was so kind. I was just met him face to face. He was so kind and was so happy. I didn't think that students can be so happy about talking about their major. And he said to me that the professors are great, the courses are hands-on and have hands-on experience and very interesting. Like, he showed me some projects. He said that you can work at lab, and I was like, that's just what I choose, because I also wanted to work with robots, and that was, I said this before, that was my passion, and I asked him how to transfer, and he helped me a lot with the transfer, because the engineering and robotics courses actually were the same, but I needed to also to close in summer the two courses, calculus 1, which I retook, and CSCI 152. And CSCI 151 I didn't close, because I already have engineering 101. It was as a prerequisite for CSCI 152. So it was okay. And also I had some better things compared to my robotics major students, because I also closed the Kazakh language the first year, and it was 5 subject first year, all of them, 5 subjects, and that's why it was very difficult. As robotics students at the first year, they took only 4 subjects.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you were happy, yes? After all, you had those difficulties, but you overcome them.
Yeah.
You got all those courses.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is cool. Currently, we also have AAO mentors who are also doing this job. That's like supervising new students, telling them what can be done in this major, what can you do in this major, or maybe this major is not for you. So hopefully our academic advising office is still continuing their job of having supervisors of senior years. Yes, they are also currently helping first year students, and I think that they will do a great job to supervise new freshmen who are coming here at Nazarbayev University, because from your words, I guess these people are really important in our university life. Now I would like to ask, there are some students who are not sure, as you, for example, were in the first year, choosing between robotics or maybe computer science or maybe staying in the engineering. So probably there are students who are thinking, should I choose computer science or robotics? Could you please tell us what advice would you give to those students who are facing this type of experience, this type of questions, this type of choice that they want to have?
So, the first thing that comes to my mind is that the professors are very professional and great. I mean that every major's professors are great. However, we have capacity of students like 30 people, and compared to others majors where they have 100 people like in the classroom, it's very difficult for professors to give face-to-face feedback and to know the students better, like and to give advices based on their like relationship. I don't know how to say it. So they can mentor better. The professors can do
this job easily, yes, about giving information.
Yeah, giving information. If someone doesn't understand, like just ask and they will repeat the information or rephrase it in a better way, so that every student is like so every student understands them. And also our class, I don't know if it's our class or not, just because we have one chat in Telegram, and we always, till this day, we're still asking each other like what is this better to do, or just giving advices, or just meeting on a birthday parties.
Wow.
And we also went to extracurricular activities like to cafe, to the strike ball. I don't know that's word. So just very bound community we created. Yeah,
I'm really happy to hear that. What about you, Ayaulym?
I wanted to ask Madina.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You finished this year?
Yes, I finished this year.
Then you know Sanjar, right?
Sanjar Kapitkanov, yeah.
So I actually forgot his like surname, but yeah. So basically, interesting story is that in my foundation year, I did an interview with Sanjar, and he was second year student back then, and it was in the course of a PDM. We had such activity in foundation year where we learned like about personal statements, about personal growth, etc. And by the end of our foundation year, we had a task to gain more information on majors that were given to us. So me and my teammate got robotics major, and I actually wanted to do CS, but they're like, no, do robotics. I was like, okay. So I somehow found Sanjar, and I like wrote to him, could you do an interview? And we did an interview over the Zoom, and Sanjar said like talked so enthusiastically about his major, like about the professors. He told me even about which professor is better to choose and which professor is kind and with whom you should work with, etc. in the labs. I don't know, to be very
actually like, wow. Like more than half of our students are RAs, research assistants at laboratories.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's that's what kind of impression of robotics he made to me. And I was like, I was going to choose CS, but I was like, oh my god, maybe I should reconsider my thoughts.
There is a student who's telling me that robotics is better.
Yeah,
so
I'm like, wow. So, and that's how I kind of also was stuck between this choice of computer science and robotics. But I already knew that I'm gonna choose computer science by any case. But after choosing computer science, after realizing that it's not the programming I thought it was, I kind of came back to the thought of robotics and assessed these two things. So in my case, computer science is better if you want to work more on software, and if you are not a person who likes to deal with
soldering,
and
electronics
and stuff like that, then probably it's better to choose computer science because it's more software related. And for example, I had a robotics course this year, and I can tell the difference between computer science. So actually, when I had robotics course, I was really surprised how it's really pleasant to see my code work.
Like in real life?
Yeah, like when LED, I'm like, wow.
That's the magic of robotics.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, I like when my code is showing the results right away. And that's when I thought like, damn, maybe I should have changed my major back then. But yeah, that's kind of a difference they have. But the pluses of computer science are infinite because we are a big community, that's right, like 200 or 300 people. But what's good about it is that every year you discover new people. You're like, wow, you're a computer science major, I've never seen you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, right? So it's like, but like there's no rush, like by your fourth year you'll know this 300 of students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 4 years.
Yeah, and after graduating, I think you will have a big network, and you have everyone in different parts of the world.
I know some CS students who are like giving speeches right now, and they are very popular. And I was like, oh, I know you.
That's the kind of feeling you have.
Also, CS majors have like this stubbornness on the problem solving.
Oh, I see. So like the program doesn't work and you're like, you have to work it. You need to make it work somehow.
Yeah, I think many programmers really like programming, and that's why when we have something and we cannot solve it, we get really angry about it. And if some other programmer shows us how to do it, we'll be very upset about it.
Okay, like I'm gonna make it as well.
I want it to be better.
Oh, okay. Oh wow.
I'm better.
It's very competitive, I would say.
I mean, 300 students in one major. I think it is quite difficult to keep up with those people, with the assignments.
I also heard that in CS major courses, it's very difficult with the misconduct if your code looks like someone else's code. How do you change it so that it doesn't?
So wow, really interesting question. I also took computer science 151, and when I was doing the assignments, everything that I could think of is that, okay, there is this way of solving it. But my friend, who is also taking this course, also thinks about this way of solving it. And I was like, okay, so I write this code like this, and she writes it like this. So how could they differentiate? How they are gonna make it work? I also couldn't understand this whole structure about misconducts and having same codes, similar codes. Because the statistics of solving it and whole procedure, I guess, is similar, no?
Actually, yes, it's similar. And for example, we have 300 students, and it's impossible to come up with 300 different solutions, right?
Yeah.
So the problem actually is not in your solution. It's firstly in the way you write, because the way different people write code actually is different.
Mm-hmm.
It even is like, even what kind of variable names you will give to your variables is also matters. I mean, also...
So your code is like your signature, yes? Personal signature.
Yes, it may be. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, at first, when you don't know about the different designs of, scripts, you don't, you do it on your own, like you give your own kind of variable names.
Mm-hmm.
So it differs. Also, I recommend adding more comments of your thoughts. For example, in my case, I was quite afraid of misconduct because everyone was like crying about it, so I was like very cautious with it, and I'd add really lots of comments, and I'd add section divisions with stars like this to make it more like
personalized,
right?
Yeah.
But overall, I think there's just no need to worry about misconduct if you know what you wrote in the code,
and you can explain it.
So when misconduct is given, you have a chance to prove that it's your own code. Mm-hmm. And if you prove that you wrote it, if you can explain it freely how this solution works, then it's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this, guys, because if you want to have robotics and CS major, you can make a minor in CS.
Whoa.
We have some people doing that.
I think that computer science major the Department of Computer Science does not provide minors, unfortunately.
Anymore?
Yeah, because I also wanted to have computer science minor this year, but then they were like, we are canceling this policy of minors in computer science.
Okay.
I think it happened this year.
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
Yes, really, really sad, but well, gotta give those courses to 300 computer science majors, I guess. Okay. So I have heard about your course expectations, about the courses, about the majors. Now I would like to know, have you explored any projects or activities related to your major that you found somewhat interesting or enjoyable? Like, it's kind of extracurricular activity, but also connecting you with your major. For example, I don't know, maybe some projects, lab projects, mobile apps, something like that.
Can you start thinking about it?
Okay. So, when I think about extracurriculars related to my major, I think about hackathons.
Oh, hackathons.
Yeah. So, for computer science students, actually, there are lots of events related to our major, and one of them is hackathons. And in our university, we have regular hackathons, I think, like 5 or 4 per semester.
Mm-hmm.
We have hackathons, and one of the hackathons that left impression on me was probably Hackno. And actually, in these hackathons, it's not like mandatory for you to be a computer science major. You can be from different field, but what matters is what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So in Hackno, for example, we did a project which was offered by a company, and it was a really interesting project. We had a team of 4 people. We were responsible for different things, and it kind of resembled the working atmosphere, and that's why I think it was very useful to understand how actually working atmosphere is structured, how your work depends on someone else's work, how someone else's work depends on you, and such stuff. It was really fun.
Yeah, like teamwork, team cooperation.
That's right. And also, like, one thing is that in our courses, we don't really have teamwork We don't really divide into teams and work on something. We always have like individual problems to solve. So that's why I think some computer science students might think that they can be like loners or lone wolves,
solo workers,
but the reality is not like that, and you need teamwork. So yeah, I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Okay. Contrary to your what you're saying, in our courses we always in the labs we have lecture and labs, and in the labs you always have team. You need also because the setups, the microcontrollers are given to the teams of 3 to 4 people. Not many microcontrollers they can give, because you need to, for example, in our laboratory for microcontrollers, I guess we had microcontrollers. We had the one pack of the microcontrollers given to us, and we needed to make the wiring and all of it in one setup. And then make it work. Also, hands-on experience which I had in this bachelor is working as a research assistant in tactile laboratory robotics with Zhanat Kapasov, professor. Actually, every laboratory in robotics has different areas of research. We have manipulators of the robotic, then mechatronics lab. Then we have area of research which is on the artificial intelligence. It is ESI, if you know. Actually, a lot of CS majors work there. So I still work in tactile robotics laboratory, and I've learned a lot how to work with manipulators. We have Franca Emica manipulator. It is like industrial manipulator, and you control its movement. You want it to have repeated movement for specific task. Then we use it for experiments with our sensors, because you always need to have the same force application for the sensor to calibrate it, for example, and to repeat 1,000 times the same movement. Yeah.
That's so interesting to know about those specific terms that you are using. I guess these terms are used by robotics students, right? Yeah. Because I'm listening and I don't understand anything. No, it's really interesting.
Yeah, like manipulators.
Manipulators.
What are those?
What are those manipulators?
Those are robot arms.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's really interesting. I think those people who want to have robotics as their major would need to know about those things.
Yeah, mobile robotics is also used in the 4th year. We have course that mobile robot is it's called TurtleBot. It's like a turtle, and we assemble it, and then we program it in ROS, robotic operating system, on the Raspberry Pi. I don't know. So we connect everything. We give also comments like go forward, go back. It's on the wheels, and turn left, turn right. And then at the end of the course, our professor wanted to make the competition of the teams who can pass this robot through the labyrinth. On the robot we have sensor, and we made the mapping of the labyrinth with this sensor on the robot. Every team made this, and then they made the maximum they could to make to pass the labyrinth with the least time possible. So, and we had a team who won this, and our professor came from USA, and he said that he brought gifts to the team who won from the Bentley University.
This is so kind. Yeah, really great professors. I agree with you. Now, I would like to ask you about your challenges and overall how to navigate all those challenges. Like, for example, in the first year of studies, students often face some academic and personal challenges. And I think that both of all of us will see those obstacles in our studies, our extracurricular activities, probably. So I wonder, are there any challenges that you had? And perhaps could you please share your techniques or some strategies to overcome those challenges in the first year of the studies here at the university?
Yeah, so in terms of challenges, I think it was challenging for me in my first year, and it was mainly due to the fact that it was online. It started online, and after the course registration, the courses had started, and the workload was quite difficult at first to keep up with, because, for example, in foundation year it was more like mild, and you get used to this workload, but then like in your first year you have deadlines after one another, and it was at first quite challenging, and I tried to keep up with those challenges by doing time management. Like, I tried to manage how to finish stuff before the deadline, so that I'm not worried about it like one day left and I have the deadline. So so I tried to avoid it, but of course sometimes some things happened and you cannot avoid all those stuff. But time management is the first key, I think. And second, help that I received was probably from mentors, again from academic advising unit. Basically, I filled this application about being a mentee, and I got accepted. And in your application, I think you describe why do you need a mentor and how you're feeling and etc. And that's why I got into, probably because I was a little bit stressed about my studies. And then we were assigned one mentor. He was like 30-year computer science student, and 3 mentees. And he used to make calls and meetups and talk about the major and talk about how courses are structured and how we can succeed in it. And it was very useful because at first, by the way, when I started my first year, I was a little surprised by the fact that we don't divide into groups as it was in foundation. And I needed some kind of community. I needed to talk to some people. I needed to cry out my stress. I needed like-minded people. But we had, of course, a chat. But it was really kind of strange to write into a chat where there are 300 students. So that's how this mentor-mentee program helped me, because there we could be more personal, we could tell more personal stuff. So that's, I think, how academic advising again helped me.
Really
that's
cool.
That's cool. Actually, being stressed out about your university life and your studies at Nazarbayev University is very common. So I think that the first thing is like, look in your register, look in your Moodle account, and always check your Gmail because they always like come to this the announcements. Everything comes to your Gmail. Also, you also want to have an experience with it because like sorting out unnecessary information or newsletters that you just subscribed would be very helpful, because always professors write via Gmail, email, and also they also write about the lecture change or lecture cancel on the Moodle too, but no one checks the Moodle, I see. And I once came to the lecture and there was no lecture because I didn't look at the register. They didn't look at the Gmail that they canceled it. One time I came to the lecture and I see a lot of master's people
Degree?
and they're coming coming to the lecture, and I was like, who are those people? Those are not my classmates, and they are like lecture on the advanced mathematics. And I understood that I came on the wrong time. My lecture it was about to be in another hour. So look at your register, Moodle, Gmail, check it every time. Also about time management. Yeah, time management is a big issue for students. So one advice that helped me a lot is when you have a task, you just look at it, you just start to reading it and understand what you need to do, not scaring about the assignment, because you can see that assignment came to you and it's like, oh my god, I don't know, I will not even open it. or only on the last day I will open it and understand the question. And then if you just open it and understand this is an assignment that you can do right now, just do it. So just do it. They give you like a week or something like to complete this assignment, and you're just like, okay, in a week or so I will do it.
I still have 1 week.
That's a
very
falsification
yes.
in your mind, and you don't want to do it because other than that you will have another assignment by the time this deadline comes. And
So one thing also came to my mind, like I heard like from a lot of students about burnout. Like by the end of the semester, many students burn out because the semester was too hard for them, and they have no strength left for finals. But finals are the most important part of the semester. That's why you have to have strength for finals. So that's why I think it's important for you not to leave out everything to the last day, because it basically stresses you, and
it stresses you more than usual.
And if you keep doing that for every assignment, then it's possible that you will burn out before your final exam.
Because you need to complete all the tasks to this day. You have the assignment due to 8 p.m. and then the same another assignment on the other course on the 12 p.m. 11:59. Okay.
Students, please do not do that. So we've heard so many information, so many experience about your first year, about the courses you took, about the extracurricular activities. Thank you so much. And now I guess this is the last question of our podcast. Could you please tell us, looking ahead, what are your long-term career goals related to your major, and how do you have that vision of making a difference in this field, perhaps? Or maybe some industries, some research areas you are already considering to applying for. in your future career path?
So I didn't tell this to anybody yet,
Oh,
but
cool.
I had an interview at Google, and they said to me that they can accept me, but I need to also go through another interviews. So they had me in their database. They just wrote me. So if you need to have, if you want to go there, I was trying several years ago, and I was applying to another program, and they at Google, and they didn't accept me. But now they're like, oh, we need you, and you are in our database. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's software engineering. So I think that the robotics students can be very flexible about where their careers can be, because several of our students are machine learning engineers already, and they went to Abu Dhabi machine learning artificial intelligence masters. MBA, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And about my career, I still don't know if I go there, if I want to be a software engineer. I'm working at laboratory right now as a robotics, so it's so we will see what I can do better, or what will go lies to my heart.
Yes, I'm sure you will make your decision that's close to your heart, and you will be really happy with that decision.
Yeah, we hope.
We hope for that.
Thank you.
You also update us after what decision you
message us.
Okay.
Message us.
Message.
So in my case, I think you'll be quite surprised because I was talking about websites, but now I'm doing artificial intelligence.
Oh,
So it was a great jump, and basically,
This is cool. Much cooler.
so cool.
I know that's why I'm there. So this summer I got a chance to be an intern at ISAI here at Nazarbayev University. So it was the first internship I ever had, and I really liked the experience. I worked as an machine learning research assistant. So I had a mentor, and we worked on a project, and we mainly worked with different models related to deep learning. It's one field of machine learning, and I really liked the experience because for me it's really cool how these models work. It seems like magic to me right now because I think even the humanity has never foreseen how programming can be on this level, and how simple code can make such changes. Because if you look at the code of the model, it's pretty simple. You might think that it's 100 lines, but it's 50 lines, and you're like, wow.
Code of what?
The model.
The
model, it's something that you make. For example, in my case, I had a voice conversion model where you convert one person's voice to another person's voice. For example, Madina's voice to my voice.
Deep fake?
Yeah, something like that. But we wanted to make it on Kazakh language.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we worked on it. And yeah, it was a pretty cool project, and I'm super excited about it. I hope it turns out to be well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wishing you all the best. I'm sure that it will be successful.
You will be.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I also forgot about my opportunity at USA.
Oh,
Say
wow.
about it. Yeah, this year I went to Boston, USA, to the Bentley University. The professor invited us there. The professor what I'm working with right now, and we went to under another project, and I also worked on it. It's called Hapticom. It's a device to output device. Sorry, for deafblind people.
Oh.
And the motors will apply the force on the hand of the person, because it's their language. Their language through the hand, because they cannot see or hear. And this we brought some components to the USA, and then we remade this device there and showed it to another professor who invited us. It's Monia Ziad.
Really cool. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it was a very interesting experience because I have never been abroad before.
Okay.
First experience.
Yeah. I think I also wasn't abroad, so
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Maybe you have experience. I'm
Yes.
sure about this.
Hoping for the best. Yes, I really hope that both of you will have great opportunities in your future and your current research areas or career path that you are going to explore. I really hope that you will have that choice that you will be the most happiest about. And future is lying, so you can do whatever you want. Just
that's true.
go for it.
Go for it.
Go for
Yes.
it.
So, thank you so much, dear Madina Ayaulym. This was a great podcast. It was a great opportunity for me to meet such amazing girls, such amazing enthusiasts who are working, who are learning. Yes, I'm really, really excited. So, once again, thank you so much. I really hope that this podcast was interesting for all freshmen, for all students who are studying currently. Please, dear students, dream, have goals, and just try, go for it. You may fail, you may not, but whatever it is, you'll gain invaluable experience, and this experience will lead you forward. So, thank you, and see you next in next podcast. Guys, thank you, girls. Goodbye.
You.
Thank you.
Bye.